Well, good morning everyone and welcome to Ed's Orchids. Today I wasn't doing much today. Well, it's early yet, it's only 9:30 in the morning, which is pretty early for me. And I thought we'd just have an update on these. I think there's 7 plants and one bit of a pseudobulb stuck in there, and just to see how they're getting on. I mean, I don't know what the make of the live moss is, but I know that it grows exceptionally well, and like all mosses you've got to keep them wet, but these plants are, excuse me, oh dear, I mean it's very cold. It was -2 last night, and then we've got a high temperature all week of 3 degrees right through till next Sunday. But as I was saying, there's 7 plants here. There's a mixture of plants and I don't know what they're doing. Some are doing well and I don't know what the others are doing at all. So we'll just pick them out and have a look, because unfortunately they look a bit haphazardly all over the place, not standing up straight. That's because I've just dropped them, and I don't know where they are. I don't know how they should be. In fact, I don't know what the name of some of the plants are, but we'll just have a look and we'll see how they're going on anyhow. Right, we'll just pick them out one by one and have a look at them. And I think this is a Masdevallia. They all want to come out of here or go back in. There's a Masdevallia. That's doing very nicely. There's 1 or 2 bad roots on it now, so we'll clean that up and put it on one side. This is the part of a Dendrobium nobile. That's not doing anything. This is another little plant here. We'll see how this is doing. Well, it's got 1 new growth there, 1 new root there, 1 new root there, and a couple of old roots, and not much more I can say about. Oh, and another root down here. So that's doing okay. I don't know what this one is, but it seems to be pretty well stuck in there. So this looks like it might have grown some roots, and the answer to that is it's just starting to grow new roots, but it's got a new growth here and a new growth there, and some new roots growing here. So I think what I should do is just clean them up, sort the moss out because it looks very untidy now, and put them back in, I think. Right, that's 1, 2, 3 plants and a bit, so I've got some more. This is the Mr. C, the Orchids, that I can't do anything at all with. We'll see how that's doing. And it's not doing much at all now. It looks like it's been eaten. There, well, it has. But I don't know what it is, but this isn't doing much. It's got a couple of live roots there. Hello, it's got a new root coming out there. You can just see it. So we'll carry on with that. Now what else have we got? Well, there's a big one here. I think this is a Masdevallia. And the roots aren't doing too much on there. There's a lot of new roots growing, and there's a new growth there. So I don't know. I'm quite happy with this moss. The only trouble is there's bits and bits of I don't know whether it's fungus or whether it's a lack of food that or not, but I know one acquaintance of mine grows Masdevallias and he never feeds them, and they do very well. Right, so that's that one. Now there's two strange ones here. I don't know what these are at all, but we'll see how they're going on. There's no roots in, no nothing. Hello. Blimey, this is doing alright. Good grief. I've got to see if I can take all this off. It's just grown round it beautifully. And the roots look absolutely beautiful. And that has got an abundance of new roots. Look at that one. But I don't know what it is. And the new growth coming up here. So that's going to go back in the moss because I've been struggling with this plant and I don't know what it is for ages. But it looks like we've cracked it with this one. And things are looking like, if you keep them in this long enough and they're damp, they'll grow. Simply because they're getting plenty of air. This isn't compacted, it's just loose. It wants loosening up again because it's getting a little bit compacted. But for the majority of time, when you're using it, it's absolutely loose. So there's plenty of air getting in as well. And the last plant is this one. I didn't know what this one. This wasn't doing anything at all. It was just like this with a little growth on the end. No roots, no nothing. So we'll have a look at it now. Come on. Yep, this is successful as well. Look at that. Look at the roots on that. Oh, and there's a new growth there. So it looks like we're going to have some fun with these. I'm going to start off with a lot more of this moss. I'm going to use it more, and I want to try it in some little Paphia pedalums I've got, which will keep moist and still give it plenty of air. That's what we want, and we want that for all the slipper orchids. We want moist around the roots, but with plenty of air. And if it's wet around the roots, that'll be fine, providing it's got plenty of air around the roots. If it's wet and there's no air around the roots, then you're going to lose all the roots. Well, there's plenty of moss here to set out some new trays of moss. The only thing you do is get some of this and cut it up in pieces. Now if I look down here, see there's still more growing down here. So I can take this lot off. Well, where do I put it? I've nowhere to put it. We'll just put it over there. It's still damp. Let's take plenty off. Look at it hanging over the sides here. There. Still going down in the water. So we can cut that lot off there. So I'll get some scissors and just chop it. And don't throw any bits of this away, because even one little bit of it can start off a new culture of live moss. But we're just doing this just to trim it up a bit and loosen it. I'll trim it up by cutting all the way around the edges. And these little bits will come in handy, as I said before, for setting off new cultures. And I cut something off there, I think. I don't know what it was. Like a bulb or something. No, it was nothing. So that's nicely trimmed, so we'll put that on one side and we'll trim the other one. You see the whole new growth here. And it's pretty deep, that, I would say. I mean, at the bottom of here is pure peat moss, but it must go down well over 2 inches. So we just trim this up. There's little bits there that have got dry for some reason, so we'll just nip them off. But it's not dead if it's dry. It'll have spores in it, so that'll grow again. So this way we're just producing more and more moss. Right. We'll pick all this up because all this is useful. We'll just loosen everything, and then we'll put those plants back in, and we'll see how we go from there. I'm not going to trim much up. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just give them a little spray with fungus fighter. That's one of them sprayed. Excuse me for not looking. I mean, the labels I have in there are all hiddledy-piddledy, so I don't know which is which until they flower. So we'll make a nice little hole there, put that one in, just very, very early, get some of this stuff you cut off, and just go around it. You've got to be very careful you don't compact it at all. That's one there. We'll put another one here. Make a little hole. A bit delicate, but it's easy done. Right, there's another one here. This wasn't doing too good, although it's putting out 2 new growths. So we'll just put that in there. And it's amazing, you can hold these upright and they'll stay there for some reason. And when they've been in long enough, the roots will really anchor themselves in the bottom there. Now there's 2 in there, and I'm getting stuck to where they put the other ones. There's another one here. We'll put this one in this corner. Make a little hole again. And keep the airflow, keep that going. Just put that one in there. That's nice and upright. What do we do with the next one? I think we'll just lie this on this Mr. Cedar and just bury it slightly, because these grow on trees overhanging, but I can't find where that's been eaten from, unless it was like that before I put it in. But we'll shove it in there now. Oops, be careful. We'll make a real mess of it if we're not careful. Just put it in like that, not bothering whether this is upright or not, but we'll put a bit more of the moss we've cut off and just cover where that new root is. So that's one tray. We'll leave that like that, and we'll have a look at the other one, because I think there's another 3 to put in. Right, let's see. Now look at this one. Absolutely. So how do I put that one in? Well, I think I've got to really make a big space here for this one. It just shows you some of these plants really like what I'm doing to them here. I can't get this one down deep enough. Could be tempting to put it back into a pot, but I don't want to do that. I want to see how they turn out in here. That's right, we've put all this on one side, so we'll loosen it up again if possible. Just pull it out both sides. Some more of this round, because this will continue to grow because it's still wet. A bit more at the other side. Alright, that's one. And we've got this one which needs opening up, so we'll put that one opposite there. Make sure they've all got plenty of room. Just pull it apart without compressing it. Got lovely growth down at the bottom here. Make sure that fits in there nicely. Do it so it's away. That's it. Just loosen it all up. Oopsie daisy. Just push the roots down just a little bit, because we're in the moss here. As long as you don't compact the moss, you'll be fine. As I said before, if you do compact the moss, you're heading for trouble. That's another one, and there's one more to do. And this is the last one. I don't know what it is. It's got a nice bulb there. This has been that size for 12 months, but not dying off. But we'll put that in there, and we'll put this the right way up now instead of putting it on one side. So we're going to try and make an hole in here without disturbing everything over the other side, but they can always be straightened out. Just pull it apart to make sure it's not this is the one with the new growth on as well, so I'm pleased about that. They might be quite loose, you might think, in here, but what happens is, and I think I've said it before, the roots struggling a little bit with this one. Don't compact it by pressing it down too hard. I think we could put a little stick in there just to hold it up somehow. I don't know how we're going to do it, but sorry, my arm's in the way, isn't it? So I've just put some more moss in there just to hold this one up. There we are. Now I think that should do. That should be fine. So we'll put this on one side. Oh, we've got this one, haven't we? I don't know whether to bother with this one or not. I think I should. Yeah, I'll just drop it in there. A little bit of weight of it might just hold everything together. I'll take this one out. Now all the little bits in this tray I'm not throwing away. I'm going to scrape them all together. Put them together like that. There we are. Then I'll put these back in very carefully. Then we will put some clean RO water in. I mean, with this, if you're using moss, live moss, you have either got to use rainwater is about the worst stuff you can use probably. No, tap water is the worst, but you know what I mean, it's the worst of the best. Just put that in there. That's our raw water, so that's absolutely perfect. Distilled water is perfect. Anything like that. So there's a little bit of water there that can wick up. So that's about it for that. We've seen them. I'm quite pleased with them, and I've got some more growing there. It hasn't started, so I'll use some of that that moss I've cut off, and we'll just put it in with that lot. Right, here's another one I set up what, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. So what we'll do, we'll just cut some of this moss up that I took off the other one, and we'll spread it amongst there. So we'll just get this bit of this moss here, and we'll cut it up into small pieces. Doesn't matter how big they are as long as they're small, if that makes any sense. Even the smallest piece will set root again. Oops. bother about cutting roots on these because the live moss doesn't have any roots. It only looks a little bit paler below because that's not the part of the moss that's in the light. So that'll do for that one. We'll just spread it around. Just press it down to make sure it's just touching the moisture, but it's just touching the peat. We'll cut a bit more up for this side. There we are. Pat it down very gently. There we are, that's one. Put the top back on. Let's see what the other one's doing. Now this is the dead moss. You know, the New Zealand sphagnum, where it said, somebody said, well, if you plant it, it will grow. So I've tried it with that one, and there's nothing happening. There's a little bit of algae on that one, that's all. But I don't know, there's a bit of life coming there. I think there might be a bit of life stuff there. So we'll leave that one, should we? Yeah. We'll leave that one because that may do and it may not. And this is one where I've got more of the moss in to grow. It's not started growing yet, although there's a head on there and some there. It's not doing so bad. It will come. Put a little bit more of this stuff on because I don't want to throw it away. So what I'll do, I'll just cut a bit of this up again. I mean, you could keep this moss going for ages. I mean, I suppose it'll get to a point now when these take off that I'm going to have so much moss that I'll have to get rid of it to somebody who wants one, especially in this country. Well, it's got to be in this country because I can't send it anywhere else. So that's that one. Well, this is the moss that I've cut off and I've nowhere left to put it, so I'll just put it into the bottom of this tray that's wet just to keep it moist and we'll keep it growing. We'll just throw it in. You don't mind being wet, these though. The bottom part might not like being wet, but it will continue to grow in that state. As long as it's damp, it's fine. Right, that's about that. There's the plants I've already put in, and there's some more containers. Put the top back on. These are nice little containers. They've got a top on here. You can open it up or close the air off altogether, and I like the air closed off altogether to keep it nice and moist and humid inside. So that's about all I can see. Oh, you might want to have a look at that one. That's Cattleya King of Taiwan, budding up that nice new growth. Anyhow, that's beside the point. What we did was these plants here, and as you can see, they're doing very well. So I'll continue to see how these do, and in a bit we'll have another look at them. Give it another couple of months, I think. So thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.